What is going on, my culture crew? Thank you for joining me today. If you're new around here, my name is Lewis, and today I'm gonna bring you some fire. We're gonna talk about Tesla, and is the stock headed down to the low 400s or maybe even lower? But before we get started, if you are new, consider subscribing to the family. We do put a lot of content out that is going to cover not only stocks but cryptocurrency. So if you're eager to learn about those things, go ahead and smash that subscribe button right now. Okay, so without any further ado, Tesla. Let's talk about it, right? Is this the screaming buy of the year, or are we in for some more landslides? Well, let me just backtrack a little bit and turn back some time. On January 25th, Tesla was trading at just a hair under $900. Can you believe that? That made not only the stock super high, according to what all the analysts had to say about it, right? Not only was the stock super high, but the company's market cap reached $800 billion, which is pretty insane, guys. Think about it. There's only a few companies that trade in that space, and Apple is one of them. Google is another one. And now Tesla was making its way into that $1 trillion mark. Well, pretty crazy. On top of that, Elon Musk became the richest man in the world for a short period of time, right? And where have we seen the prices come down to as of most recently? Well, the stock price was as low as $536 just a few days ago on March 5th, right? So that's like a 40% decline from the all-time high. Pretty insane. That's pretty drastic. We haven't seen any of the other major tech stocks drop down that far. We don't see Apple do that. We haven't seen Netflix do that. We really haven't seen any of these other companies drop that much. They've all been dropping because the Nasdaq is down and a lot of the stocks in the S&P 500 are down. But Tesla is wearing the brunt. Now, this could be a very good thing for us if we're looking to get into a position in Tesla or add to our position. For one, I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do, and I'm really excited about this time. But let me just go ahead and tell you that the market cap has shrank to about $500 billion. And now Elon Musk is even eligible for a stimulus check since he's making less than $75,000 a year. Not too shabby. I'm sure he's happy about that. Well, I'm just kidding, guys. But on the real note, let's talk about what has fundamentally changed with Tesla since they were evaluated at somewhere around $800 billion as the company, or $900 per share. Has something fundamentally changed about the company? Well, you're going to be surprised when I tell you some of these things, because while researching the information that I'm going to share with you today, I was myself pretty shocked and pretty amazed on what Tesla has managed to do. So everything is looking pretty good for Tesla, but why is the company's stock trading so cheap, or why is it trading so cheap in comparison to where it was a few weeks ago? Was the stock overly hyped, or is this needed in order for us to go ahead and continue going up? Because nothing can go straight up forever. Maybe this is just a brief period of consolidation, and then we're going to shoot to the moon again or shoot to Mars. That's probably going to be most likely what's going to happen, because when I tell you right now what I have learned with the research I did, it's going to really make you think twice about why you don't have more Tesla stock. So let's go ahead and get started. So Tesla just recently announced that they're setting up their first manufacturing facility in where else but India. Yes, India. Now, I'm going to tell you guys really quickly. When Tesla's first hit the scene, I remember that a lot of early Tesla adopters were Indians. People that I knew, friends and people in my circle, or even people I would just run into at the charging stations. A lot of Indians love Tesla. So it's really just natural for a company like Tesla, who has so much adoption from this one community, to go into that country, which is the second most populous country in the entire world, and go up there and start selling automobiles natively right there as they produce them. But I will tell you this much: in India, there's a lot of poverty. So you're going to have to make a vehicle that is going to be very easy for people there to afford. But I think they have that coming very soon, because the batteries are going to get cheaper. Their processing manufacturing is going to get a lot cheaper. So they might be able to pump out $25,000 cars in India and in China pretty soon. And that's going to add a lot of value to the bottom line, guys. Imagine they're already top 3 in China. I can see them being number 1 in India, because I don't think there's any Indian competition whatsoever. So I'm excited about that. Keep in mind, that's one of the things that has happened most recently since the stock was 900 and now trading at about $600 today. It's up a lot. So, but it was low as $540. So keep that in mind. Next, I want to talk to you about Tesla being ranked number 2 globally as the leading EV manufacturer. The only reason why it's ranked number 2 is because there is one electric automobile manufacturer out of China. I think the name of them, the name of the company is Wuling. I've never heard of them. That's very strange. I just got to do more research on that. But Wuling is actually the largest electric vehicle manufacturer in the world because they hold a 23% market share in China. So if it wasn't for that one company having such a major market share in that one humongous country, Tesla would be number 1 hands down. So they are leading the pack still. So the competition is still very, very, very far away from even touching Tesla, okay? And as far as automobiles that people would want to own, Tesla's up there too. It's not just an EV that people want to own, it's a car that people want to own, all right? So that is still looking very good for Tesla. Meanwhile, they're definitely number 1 in the United States, and they're ranked number 3 in China, right? Number 3, Tesla is number 3 in China, absolutely. So Tesla is still leading the pack, guys. They're looking very, very good. Now let's talk about this. Tesla purchased $1.5 billion in Bitcoin sometime. I think this was disclosed in February, and during that time the Tesla stock was very stable and even ticked up a little bit on the news. Meanwhile, the amount of money that the company has made on just their holdings of Bitcoin alone has surpassed what they actually made in revenue for the year of 2020. Just think about that for a second, guys. Think about how much money that actually is. I think it was like $750 million that they earned off of $1.5 billion worth of Bitcoin. So that is huge for the company. So imagine if they continue to add more of their treasury into Bitcoin, where that could, what that could possibly do for the value of their company. Over time, obviously, they'll also be accepting payment in Bitcoin if anyone is willing to do that. And I do feel they're going to end up holding that instead of turning it back into fiat. Doesn't really make any sense. And on top of that, the automobiles are going to be selling more widely and quickly all over the world. So combined with what they're doing with Bitcoin, this company could really moonshot, guys. I even bought some in around that time when they announced that, because now I look at Tesla as not only the ultimate EV, ultimate energy, ultimate pretty much future play, but now they also have Bitcoin, which is also one of my other passions. So we merge the two together. You basically got a stock that you can't go wrong with, in my opinion at least, right? But do your own research, because I can't tell you what to do with your money. Now, what else has Tesla done? Why am I so bullish on Tesla and where they're going in the future? Well, the other thing that they recently did, which was pretty needed for the company. I'm not going to tell you it's anything revolutionary, but they gave their Model S and their Model X a refresh, and it looks pretty sick. I love the interiors of these cars. The exterior is not that different, and I think the reason they do that is because they don't want to date their older models. They don't want to make them look too out of how would I say, like too old of a model, because they still want the resale value to be very high. So I think that's very smart. The major refresh that has been done on the interior and with the acceleration, with the battery life, and those types of things. So very excited about that. And it has also brought down prices on their Model S and their Model X. So very smart move, because they want to take a bigger chunk of that luxury market as well. And lastly, guys, Elon Musk just tweeted out just a few days ago that anyone who wants the full self-driving option could literally just request it, and they will give everyone the beta full self-driving. The beta full self-driving, if you're not familiar, has been exceeding all types of expectations. It has literally been driving people in the worst type of environments with very minimal or no intervention whatsoever by the driver. Much better than anything else out there. Much better than Waymo, much better than Cruise, much better than anything you can throw a stick at. So I do think, and I know in the pit of my stomach, that Tesla will solve the full self-driving, I guess, mission that everyone is on first before anyone else, and will start to license this technology out to any other automobile manufacturer that is desperately needing it. All right, so that's gonna be huge revenue streams for the company as well. With all that being said, guys, the stock has gone from $900 to $540, currently right now trading around 600 and change. Is this just the beginning for Tesla's downfall? From a technical analysis, yes, we could go lower. We can go as low as the 400s. But from a fundamental perspective, we're getting a humongous deal. All right, so let's take a look at that for 1 second. Why is Tesla trading down 40%? All right, so Currently right now, Tesla had a humongous green candle today. As you can see, it's trading at about $660, but just a few days ago, as you can see, it was at $540. If we're experiencing what's called a dead cat bounce, which basically is exactly what you would picture it as. Imagine throwing a cat out of a window, out of a high-story building. It's gonna hit the ground, it might bounce a little bit, and which may look like it's recovering, but it's really dead. You know, it's a dead cat. You know, no two ways about it. Let's hope that that's not what's happening right now with Tesla, because if it does pull one of those moves, because the reason I tell you that is right now we have absolutely tested our support levels, which we previously experienced back here when the price of Tesla was 580s and the 580s, 550 mark, right? So we've been hanging out in this area for the last few days, and what we can experience is that if it breaks through this support level, the next real support level for Tesla, the big support level, is down here between $460 to about $425. Let's call it $450, which means that if we get some more bad news in the market, which could happen, I hope it doesn't, but if it does, you better be ready to load your bags with some Tesla, because as you can see, we have all of the support from previous trading that would make a price of Tesla coming down to 450 be a very likely scenario. Okay, so right now we got to see how the next few days play out, but if they play out the way I think they're going to play out, then we may see a temporary dip and back to 450, which is not going to last very long. I'll tell you, I'll be very honest with you. If it tests 450, there's going to be so many investors waiting with their limit orders that it'll probably just tip or dip into this little area right here and then bounce right back up. So if you're going to also put in a limit order, make sure to put in a limit order somewhere around 460 or 462, because I think the 450s are going to be all swallowed up, and then it'll probably bounce right back up. Just my opinion. Do whatever you think is right for you, but I know what I'll be doing. I'm going to be having orders ready for 600, 500, and 455 or 457. I haven't decided yet. Somewhere in that ballpark, because I want to pick up some more Tesla, guys, especially at these prices, because I know in a few years, looking back, we're going to look back at this temporary dip and we're going to wish that we bought it all up. Okay, so that from a technical analysis standpoint, you do see that we could still have some sort of room for correction with Tesla, because there's literally no support. We went from about $500 straight up to almost $900 in the bull run before Tesla was introduced into the S&P 500. So because of that, we do need to come back and test some of those levels to make our next ascension to about $1,000 a share. Just my opinion, but you guys do whatever you want to do. Now next, I want to talk to you guys about this. I did recently start a second channel, which is called Culture Money. I will be leaving a link to it down below in the description section. The reason why I did that is because I want to separate that channel where I am going to do more live streams, more training videos, more how-to videos, and I'm also going to cover a lot of crypto news and crypto, just crypto movements whatsoever. Okay, so if you're into that, make sure you join that channel, because I will be tapering off from doing crypto content on this channel and I'm going to be moving it over there. So hopefully you like that kind of content and you can join us there as well. I'll also be doing those live streams, so if you guys have questions on crypto, you want to get to know that more, make sure you not only join us on that channel, but also join our private investor group. I'll tell you right now, guys, we had a meeting this morning and I gave my students some really good advice, some really good companies to look at that I'm going to be investing in, because they are set right now to moon, guys. And I'm pretty much 95% sure that I'm going to be coming back to you next week or maybe just in a couple of days and tell you that these companies that I was previously looking at have done exactly that, and I'll do a follow-up video so you guys can learn from that as well. And with that being said, also don't forget to join this channel, subscribe, and join the tribe, guys. There's going to be a link down below if you want to join that private stock group, and if you want to see more videos from us, then click one of the videos on the screen right now. I'll see you over there in just a few seconds. Thank you for watching. I love you, and I'll see you next time.